Hello, my name is Jack Steiner, and this is my application video for Verbling.com. I have a 4-year degree in linguistics and am TEFL certified to teach English as a second language. For my topic today, I'd like to talk about forming questions in the English language. Questions in English are formed using little verbs called helper verbs. You may already be familiar with helper verbs from the English continuous and perfect tenses. For example, the sentences I was working or I have worked. Was and have are both helper verbs. Now, to form a question, you simply take the helper verb, move it to the front of the sentence, followed by the subject, and then the main verb. So, I was working becomes was I working, and I have worked becomes have I worked. Now, which helper verb you use is dependent on what tense the sentence is in, whether or not it is simple, continuous, or perfect. For continuous and perfect sentences, you use the same helper verb that you use in statements. So, to be for continuous questions, and to have for perfect questions. For simple questions, we use the helper verb to do. So, for example, I go to work becomes do I go to work? Now, just as in continuous and perfect statements, the inflection now falls on the helper verb, not the main verb. So if we take a past tense sentence like I went to work, it becomes did I go to work? Did being the past tense of do. Likewise for third person singular. He goes to work becomes does he go to work? Does being the third person singular of do. You notice that in all those sentences, in a question, go remained the same. Do I go to work? Did I go to work? And does he go to work? This is the same for continuous and perfect. For example, I am working becomes am I working? I was working becomes was I working? And he is working becomes is he working? In the perfect, I have worked becomes have I worked? I had worked becomes had I worked? And he has worked becomes has he worked? Now, there are some exceptions to these rules. The first exception is that certain question words can come before even the helper verb. These question words are words like who, what, when, where, why, and how. So, for example, where do you live? Why are you eating? How many cats live here? Another exception to this rule are simple sentences in which the main verb is to be. For example, I am a student. In these sentences, the helper verb and the main verb are the same, so you simply move the verb to the front and leave the rest of the sentence as is. So, I am a student becomes am I a student? To practice these, I recommend taking statements, simple statements, and forming them into questions, and slowly working your way into forming questions out of more complicated statements, following the simple pattern of adding or taking the helper verb and moving it to the front of the sentence. I hope that was helpful.